Oh, hi there. Hi, I've just seen the first comment. Thank you for joining me tonight. Don't feel like I've done a live a while now. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Debbie. And hi, everyone else who's joining. Hi, Graham. I hope you're doing okay amongst this sheer, utter madness that is going on in this country and across the world right now. The reason why I've come on, I actually wanted to do this earlier on in the week, and I didn't get a chance to do it, so I'm going to do it tonight. Now, last Saturday in Trafalgar Square, there was a big gathering, which I will try and call them from now on, if I can remember to do that. I was asked to speak at that gathering. Now, I debated for a while whether I was going to speak, because I have my own opinion on these gatherings that are going on at the moment and people that are speaking and standing on these stages and talking to the people. But I decided and agreed that I would speak there. Anyway, what happened? Thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you so much. And for all your support as always. And believe me, I haven't gone anywhere and I'm not going anywhere. Now, people had spoken, Chico had been on, and I got up from the around the back of the stage, and the Dear Army veteran was speaking, and then I stood around to the left of the stage. As soon as I was there, within 5 minutes, the police came and closed it all down. So I didn't get to speak. Hi, Sarah. Hopefully see you there. Hi, Shaz. For mentioning our boys, Joss, Harry and George. So I didn't actually get to speak. So what I have here is what I was going to speak to the people about. And I've decided to read it tonight because nearer the end of the speech will inform you people of a bit more of what we should be focusing on. Because what was disappointing about last Saturday, and you have to make your... The key is research, yeah, of what people are about, was the fact that there was no solutions. And that's what people need. It's solutions. So I'm going to read to you now. Thank you, Sonia. Serena, hi there. I hope you're okay. So I'm going to read to you now. On Saturday. Hi, Terry. And this is it. Now, obviously, some of this you are going to be aware of, but there would have been many people at Trafalgar Square who was not aware. So the first time I came out onto the streets was the 18th of March 2018. This was at Speaker's Corner. I came out to tell everybody that would listen the story of a cover-up to the highest level. That was regarding the murder of our 3 boys, one of them being my son, and the other 2 boys his best friends. I spoke to many of the mainstream media outlets back then, and none of them would ever print the facts. They distorted the facts and the truth. Because of this, we knew the people in the country needed to know, as our boys were not an isolated case. It is also important for the people to know when an injustice has happened, as that is a threat to justice everywhere. Boris de Pfeffel, which is more than likely Alexander de Pfeffel, I think the other 2 names have been added, is aware of our boy's case and has seen part of the evidence himself. And what has he done? What has he done? He's done nothing. This is the same Boris Johnson who says he is trying to keep us all safe from an alleged deadly virus. I then held demonstrations for boys, and at many other demonstrations, all of The media hid me from you all. When they did report on me, they lied about me. Just like they lied about the demonstrations I had attended to stop people from seeing the reality of many horrific cases that have been taking place. I became wise to many things because of what happened to my son and the way we were being treated. I spent the last couple of years researching. I spent many months on the streets. I saw so many people in suffering, and believe me, people, there is so many of our boys, so many mothers like me. You know, look up Meneli Leahy, who's fighting for her son and other children, and Ambrose Ball and Kyle, I can't say his last name in case his parents don't want me to. It's on the streets where you see so much propaganda being played out. You see the media film one demo and not the other demo. You see the media portray a demo in a completely different light to what the real truth is of what the demo was really about. You see the media get a group of people walking around in a circle loads of times so they can portray to you that there are many more people at the demo than there really was. It keeps getting interrupted, does it, Patricia? Obviously, that's Facebook. On Saturday, every time I was trying to do a live feed, they kept cutting it. That shows we are hitting a nerve, and that shows we're doing something right, and it shows they don't want the public to know the truth when they do that. They just show themselves for what they are. Right. So they had people walking around in a circle so they could say to you that there was more people at a demo than there really was. And of course, with regards to our boys, the lies they told there. I saw how they was dividing us as a country and as people to weaken us. It was all part of their agenda. Just like they are doing now between those wearing masks and those not wearing masks. Myself, along with some other people, formed a movement in December 2018. We were just common people standing on common ground for the common good under the common law. Read that. We walked up and down Whitehall for over a year, meeting every week starting at Trafalgar Square. We did this without fail, no matter what the weather. We talked to whoever would listen. We informed them of the injustices and also about the globalists, and we said communism was coming in the back door. We've been saying this for a year. Our last meeting was in February, and then obviously in March 2020, then in comes COVID-19. I knew from day one, when Boris informed the people of this country about COVID-19, that it was not what he was saying it was. I was shocked at just how many people believed instantly a known liar. What, just because he's the Prime Minister? Did a broadcast, he had caught it. And in that broadcast, he never coughed once. And I'm surprised he could even do the broadcast being that sick. On social media, there were hundreds of posts pointing out that Boris did not even cough once throughout. He had caught. That's what happened. The next, he did a broadcast where he coughed once. Next minute, he is in St Thomas's Hospital, a man who no doubt has private health care. Here he is using the NHS. Now, who believes he was actually in hospital? I won't tell you my opinion. I'll leave you to form your own. They do not care about the job losses or whether you can afford to eat or not. They do not care about the elderly, the veterans, mental health, or our offspring, or all the injustices. So why do you think they would care now? Yet people did believe him. Why? Because they used their best weapon, which is the mainstream media. The threat to us is not the virus. The threat to us is sitting in Westminster and Downing Street. And of course, one of the biggest enemies are the media. They do not represent us who are standing here, are aware of what they have done. There is no reason, there is no room for politics from this existential threat. Now is not the time for left or right. The construct they made, dividing us, keeps them in control because freedom is unity. They make history repeat itself in a continuous loop. To stop this, we have to do something history has never ever seen before. Together, we can change that history. Today I'm standing here, but obviously this is what I was going to read at Trafalgar Square. Today I am standing here with every one of you to tell you that in Westminster, to tell those in Westminster that we know the truth and we do not fear speaking it. And nobody, and I mean nobody, and believe me, many try to silence me. I've been gang-stalked for 2 years, and what these people don't realise, the more you come after me, the more I will fight. You can chuck words around like conspiracy theory, as we all know that they are too made up to divert people from the truth. Truth is only fearful to those who do not like the truth. Where out against it and give no truces to your enemies. Our enemy comes from within. I did a live on Facebook back in May. I said the solution was for every go and open up your businesses and everybody else go out as normal and ignore the government. Non-compliance, don't feed the snakes. It's a shame the masses did not listen. We have a government that want to oppress us. They want everybody to live in fear, and the only contagious thing about this virus is fear. I can see the puppets like Boris and the rest dancing to the oligarchs from the technocratic oligarchy. It's just a game to them. This is psychological warfare on the people. They want an Orwellian control system. And they are seeing right now who complies. The mask is just a badge of compliance and it's a badge of consent. A maxim of law. And these are the things that you have to research and learn. This is what they don't want you to know. A maxim of law. Him who wishes to be deceived will be deceived. They mock us. They use like this to claim it's our fault that we can't work it out. That they are deceiving us. Well, we are not going to let them deceive us anymore, are we? They will continue to abuse the people's trust. They have shown their hand and are becoming brazen, showing their totalitarian dictatorship. And aren't they becoming brazen? You know, what was it Boris said on Tuesday? What was it he said? Everyone has to come together and then asks you to snitch on your neighbour. They use people. And they think they're clever because they think that we are stupid, and we are far from. Right. We are not North Korea, and we will never be. We will never bow to an authoritarian ideology who want to rule us with an iron rod, whom only seeks to sow division. We are not, who are not happy unless they are suppressing us. We will not fall on our knees, people. We will not fall on them. Remember who we are. We will not just be a shadow of the past. We must be powers of the future against the obstacles that are in the past. We will stand in solidarity, and we can win this. No one gave them the authority. They just took it under what is called assumed authority. Please look these words up. Please look them up. Just like they want you to assume your freedom and rights are being robbed from you, they are violating them, but they cannot steal them. They will use trickery and they will use deception in their legal realm. It really is about what's lawful versus legal. They cannot take your rights or your freedoms. No one can. They just want you to believe that. Another maxim of law: a man who does not know his rights has none. We are not going to, so I would have been saying to the people, we are not going down there after this and asking for our rights to be restored. We are going down there and we're going to tell those traitors that we know what our inalienable rights are, and they have no authority unless we give this to them. We stand over them, not under them. And they know it. They just don't want you to know it. This is how you demand change. You self-govern. Use one's own free will. Protect yourself and your family, and know thyself. And that means know who you are, which is a sovereign man and a sovereign woman. And they don't want you to know this. Against their legal fraud, no matter what deception and trickery they use. Just remember, consent makes law. Consent. And with consent, they will use verbal consent, implied consent, and every other thing they can as trickery as consent. And this is why I say, if you wear the mask, it's seen as consent. No government, and I mean no government, can claim jurisdiction over the man or woman. They know this. They just hope that you don't know it. They thought that they could get away with passing such a tyrannous bill that goes against natural law. They think they can be unaccountable. This was a criminal act by Parliament. Each pleads innocent, but they all are guilty. This is the biggest hoax of our history. There's probably been many that we don't know about because we wasn't here and only have their say-so on what's happened in the past. They will continue to abuse the people's trust if we allow them. Just remember, when you read that vaccines are mandatory, they are lying. They are trying to scare you in submission. It is fear-based control. You just say no. You don't consent. Remember, you hold the power, not them. And the power is in the gathering. We can accomplish more together. We can make a better tomorrow, people. You know, there are many people out there that are there to misinform you, that are leading movements, letting you believe your freedoms and your rights are being taken. No, that's because they know that many people don't know their rights. I was listening to a video earlier of someone informing people in what to do if you're arrested. They was completely the wrong information. And this is one of the people that is a leader of one of those movements that are involved in tomorrow. Yeah, so I've had to come on and tell you, please research, please learn, please watch what everyone says to you. Yeah, and in whether they are giving you solutions or not, because there are many people out there that are lying to you, including the people that sit in Westminster and in 10 Downing Street. And this has gone on for a long time. I've had to sit across a table amongst some of these people, and I've seen the evil and the lies out of their mouth. And unfortunately, I've had to learn the hard way. But I'm learning, and I've learned so much, and yet I still know nothing. It's about becoming wise, speaking up. Don't stay silent, because that's what they want. Please learn your rights. Please learn what's lawful against legal. Because believe me, you stand over all of them. And that is your power, and that's the power they don't want you to know. And I'll give you an example, actually. Even something, people, as simple as this. So this, private property, no trespass, no trespass. Get one of them and stick that on the front of your house. Yeah? No one can come and hassle you when you've got one of them at the front. Something as simple as that. Because that's exactly what they were doing. Men and women, our ancestors from long time ago, created the government. We stand over them. They work for us. We don't work for them. Yeah? And they fooled us and everyone before us a long time ago. And I'm awake. You will become really aware of what they have done out there to divert you and distract you. Now, when I go out there and I film things to show you what's going on the streets. That doesn't necessarily mean that I believe the person I'm filming, because 98% of people out there that are leading movements, they're not what you think they are. And I can only speak with the truth. Thank you, everyone, for listening, as always, and sharing. I'm very grateful for what you do. I'm very grateful for the support you've given me. And I'll be back on again soon. And remember, the truth of everything resides in the opposite.